Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Taiwo Akiwande. I'm a parent in the Intentional Parenting Academy. I'm a YADA, so yes, we call ourselves YADAs. I got to know about the academy online. At a point, I was searching for solution. I attended an online class, a teens parenting stuff, and from there, the person who organized it, I followed her on the internet, and then I noticed she was following someone called Wendy Ologe, Intentional Parents. So I started to follow, and since then, it's been from one level of success to another. So I eventually got to attend the T-Panel conference in 2021, and I also took part in the Emotional Challenge course. And since then, I registered to join the inner circle of the Intentional Parents Academy. Since joining the inner circle, I have changed. So I joined with the intention of finding a solution to, of course, parent my children. But guess what? I have changed completely from the person I used to be. Every area of my life, apart from parenting, has been touched. Spiritual, career-wise, I'm able to make informed decisions, and people see me and like, wow, Taiwo, you've really changed. I'm happy to have met Coach Wendy. Each time I get the opportunity to talk to her or make comments, I say, oh yes, Coach has been a blessing. So the TIP Annual Conference is coming up again this year. We have over 30 speakers already set to deliver. I can assure you that it's going to be a wonderful experience. I wouldn't miss it for anything, and I wouldn't want you to miss it. Take my word for it. If you attend the conference and you don't get value, you can come back to me and we'll take it up from there. So TIP Annual Conference 2023 is here. Don't miss it. Thank you.
Welcome to Toybox. At Toybox, we specialize in providing valuable learning resources and support for children with autism, ADHD, and similar learning difficulties. We also offer a range of Montessori educational resources to enhance your children's educational journey. Our learning resources are designed to help your child with speech and sentence building, fine and gross motor skills, hand-eye coordination, promote independence, foster cognitive development, and overall academic development. Our range of educational resources includes our carefully curated selection of high-frequency words, carefully chosen to enhance reading and writing skills. Each card features a high-impact word, its pronunciation, and a delightful illustration, making learning engaging and memorable. Our high-frequency words flashcards are designed to foster a strong vocabulary foundation. Discover the magic of numbers and letters through captivating visuals, igniting curiosity, and building a solid foundation for young minds using our carefully designed, colorful, and vibrant numbers and alphabet flashcards. And here we have our emotion cards, one of our best sellers. Recognizing facial expressions of emotions is critical to connecting and developing social interaction in early life. Recognizing the emotions and expression of others is one of the basic skills that allows us to understand people's intention and mental status, which sensory engagement, focus, creativity, and social interaction is one calming activity ideal for children with autism and ADHD. With our colorful beading toy, you can help your child with their sensory engagement, develop their fine motor skills, focus on attention, creativity, and expression. We also have another type of building block, These high energy blocks are not only a delightful visual treat, but also a powerful educational tool, helping children grasp the fundamentals of numbers and letters with ease. Crafted with premium materials, these blocks are designed to withstand hours of joyful play and learning. Next is our alphabet pairing spelling game. Each wooden letter comes to life with charming visuals of the words they spell, transforming learning into an immersive and joyful learning. Our innovative variable knot is the key to unlocking a world of boundless imagination. Watch as children engage in the wonders of hands-on learning, putting together these delightful pieces to form a myriad of objects and structures. We are located at Suite B48, Grand Mall, opposite Arishikola Shopping Complex, Bodija, Ibadan. And you can also find us on our social media handles, Instagram and Facebook at toybox.ng. We deliver nationwide. Thank you.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life changes just open the door. One thing's certain, I'll always be yours.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are joining from. I'm so excited to have you here. This is the 3 and the second session of the TIP Annual Conference 2023. My name is Adenike Adeojo, and I'm going to be your moderator for this session. If you have been attending this TIP annual conference from day one, this 2023 annual conference from day one, day two, and you are here now. Let me see you in the comment section. Let me see your fire emoji. You know how we do it. Let's see your fire emoji. Let me see you. Let me see you. Beautiful. Okay, and if you attended the last session with Kibla, you heard what she said. Like, it was powerful. So if you were to just say in one word, what stood out for you in that session, what would it be? What would it be for you in one word? What stood out for you in that session in one word? Let's keep it coming in the comment section. Why I so much appreciate our very own coach, Wendy Ologe. We call her the parenting bishop, the Mama Cathedral herself. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you to the Academy, to the TIP Academy, for this privilege to be moderating this session. I'm so excited and honored to be here. So drum roll for you one more time. If you have been here on day one, you are here for day two, and then you are here at day three, the second session. In fact, I clap my hands for you. Yes, you have done well. Right. I asked if you are to express how you felt, what stood out for you in the last session. What one word will that be? For me, I would say it's a nod. A nod because I am a yada. Like, so many of those things that are coming are like a refresher course for us, because we have been seeing them, we have been eating from them every day. If our coach would not let you rest, she will drag and pull you until you are doing the work. If you're not in the yard, so I'm wondering where you are. If you're not in the inner circle, I am wondering where you are. Because the flood is coming, according to Coach Ebuka. The flood, it said flood, Anabia. I don't know if I'm getting it right now in Igbo language. Flood Nabia, yes, I think that's the word, flood Nabia. So if you are not in the yard and the flood comes, it can take you wherever. The inner circle is that parenting hack that keeps you secure, that keeps you safe when the flood comes. So today, before we go on to bringing up our speaker for today, Uncle Sele, I would like us to just take a quick break while we'll take a review from one of our yadas. Just quickly, media team, please.
I thank God for the day I came across the TIP. Prior to me joining the academy, I've always known there must be a better way of raising people. And as God will have it, in year 2020, I came across the TIP. I joined, and my parenting journey has never remained the same. First and foremost, I learned at the academy that parenting is about me and not about my children. So for this, I took responsibility for my parenting journey, and I started connecting with my children on a deeper level. The level of connection I've been able to record over these few years wouldn't have been otherwise possible. So at the TIP Academy, we get daily tools that make it seamless for you to connect with your children, for you to deeply know your children and be able to influence them on a deeper level. So I encourage every parent out there, if you are out of the yard, you are missing a lot. Enter into the academy. If you are a new parent, please, I encourage you to join the academy and start your parenting journey from there. And even if you're a parent that the children have grown up, then you have no time to waste again. Quickly jump in to continue your parenting journey at the academy, and you will be very glad you did. Thank you.
This is the CIP.
Wow.
Meet the founder of Uncle Sele Foundation for Human Values, Empowerment and Sustenance, a man who has dedicated his life to nurturing and shaping the character of the upcoming generation. With a deep passion for values-based leadership and character development, Uncle Sele has become a leading figure in the field of parenting coaching and values education. As a values and character coach for children, he has made it his life's work to ensure that the next generation is equipped with the necessary tools to make the right decisions based on values. Through his work with the Act Values Club and Trees and Pillars, an online school for values, character and child mentoring, Uncle Sele has touched the lives of countless children and families, instilling in them a deep sense of purpose and integrity. Before his career in coaching, Uncle Sele served in the army for 13 years, honing his leadership skills and commitment to serving others. It is this same sense of duty that drives him to promote values and education in Nigeria and beyond. As part of the World Values Day International Planning Committee, Uncle Sele has played a key role in advancing the global conversation on values-based leadership and character development. His work has been recognized with his appointment as the School Ambassador for Nigeria by the World Values Day, a testament to his commitment to promoting values education in his home country. With a sharp mind and a deep well of empathy, Uncle Sele is a beacon of hope for children and families everywhere. He continues to inspire and empower the next generation to become the best versions of themselves, and in so doing, he is creating a brighter future for us all. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Intentional Parents Annual Conference 2023, Uncle Sele.
Wow.
Yay! Uncle Sele, so excited to be meeting you. I am happy. I did not realize before now that the audience were not hearing me. So I apologize for that. Okay, so Uncle Sele, you're welcome powerfully. I was privileged to attend the 2021 annual conference, and I also listened to you last year when you gave us the fig leaf parenting concept analogy, and it was a game changer for me. It was a game changer. So today we are so excited to have you again for us, and we know that you have loads of stuff to dish out to us today, and we are prepared. If you are so ready, parents, you are so ready to hear from Uncle Sele, let me see you in the comment section. Let me see you say, we are ready. I am ready. Yes, let's go there. Uncle Sele, you have about 40 minutes. Beautiful. We are so ready. So you have about 40 minutes for the session. So I'll just be backstage while you take the floor. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Coach Wendy. I greet you specially. Thank you to the TIP Academy. Thank you, Yadas. I greet you all specially. And I'm happy a whole lot of parents are joining because they are seeing, as Coach Ebuka said, the flood is coming. I have something else for you. But let's start. I have 40 minutes. All right. So today our topic is raising a child who is ready for the world. Raising a child who is ready for the world. All right. So there's something I always like to say. As parents, we must be aware of the times and season that we're in. So it means that if you parent the way, our own parents, brought to you up, you'll be parenting in a very wrong way because the time and season is very, very different. Yeah. So you see, those days, it was very fast. We give you slap and things like that. But this time and season, you don't do things like that. But that being said, let's talk about the world that we're living in and how to raise a child in this world. All right, so I'm going to read a scripture. Now, it's from Nehemiah 2:17-18. So I'm going to tell you something that God showed me about this conference and why we need to wake up, really, because it also ties with what Ebuka said, the flood is coming. So he said, then I gave them my report. Now, just imagine in this meter is telling you something. We're in a bad way here. Jerusalem is a wreck. Its gates are burnt up. Come, let's rebuild the wall of Jerusalem and not live with this disgrace any longer. I told them how God was supporting me and how the king was backing me up. So let me give you perspective. So God is supporting me. Coach Wendy is backing me up to tell you what I'm saying to you now. And they said, we are with you. Let's get started. Let's roll up our sleeves and get ready for the good work. Now, I'm going to explain this. Now, the good work is parenting. The walls of Jerusalem that is down is also parenting, and the transfers and the structures and the systems that are not in place any longer. So what we are having is we have walls that are broken down. gates are burnt up. Gates are burnt up. So that is why you notice there's a free flow of a whole lot of things that our children are seeing and they are hearing. So that's the world that we're living in. So the walls are down. The gates are not there. They are burnt up. So it means that if the walls are down, if the gates are burnt up, it means that we have the enemy coming in and attacking our children. Guess what? The theme is battlefield of parenting, and parenting is war. So imagine those days when we always sing this song, The Wall of Jericho Fell Down Flat. So you see, when the walls of Jericho were down, the children of God were able to succeed. But this time around, our walls are down, and we have a whole lot of enemies coming in and affecting our children. So the question is, do we know the walls are down? That's number one. Because even as, I'm going to say this thing to fathers. Because when you have walls, then you can have watchers. Because when you have walls, you can have watchers, and watchers can see far. You can see far, you can see the things that are coming, and you can protect your family. But you see something, when you don't have walls, you will not have watchers. When you don't have watchers, your children get affected by anything. So you see something, this conference is timely. This conference is necessary because we need to build our walls. We need to build our walls. You need to stand the gates. Without the walls, you can't even put the gates. That is why without structures and systems, your children don't even know what they're doing. We talked about fig leaf the other day. There was a time I also talked about, the parenting transfers. I'm not going to talk about them now. But you see, those things are walls. When Coach Wendy is teaching you, she's setting up walls. You're setting up walls so that your children understand when things want to come, the gates are there. Oh, let me tell you something. I tested my children today. I played a movie. The movie is horror. They were backing me. My daughter she had not turned to see what I was watching.
I think Uncle Saleh is having network issues. Okay, so Uncle Saleh was talking about how the wall of Jerusalem was being rebuilt by Nehemiah, calling on to his people and asking that they rebuild the wall. The analogy Uncle Saleh is given here really, really, really stood out for me, because you see, when we as parents, when we don't guard our gate, it's just like in Nigeria presently, a lot of us have to fence around our compound and then put man gates at the entrance of the compound. If we not only gates, we even put security personnel there just to protect us from whoever is coming from outside. Meanwhile, the children we are raising inside, we don't man enough gates, we don't fence enough wall around them. So your being here today is more or less like you raising that wall, you building that wall that will cover up your children, so that when the enemy comes, when the flood comes, as Coach Ebuka will always say, when the flood comes, it will not take you unaware. We have to be aware. Like Coach Wendy said, aware. Like if you are at the Sex Educate like a Pro 3 challenge, you will understand what I'm saying. You have to be aware. If you don't know what to do, if you have not been told, how will you know what to do? And if you don't know what to do, how will you implement? So your being here today is not a coincidence. It's not by mistake. Uncle Saleh is coming in and out. Okay, I think he's back now. Okay, welcome back, sir.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. So I'll just go backstage while you take over.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm so sorry about that. So we're going to use the acronym how to raise a child who is ready for this world. So we're going to use the acronym PREPARE so you can remember. So number one, the first P is prioritize love and emotional support. Here we're talking about your environment. How is the home environment? Is your child safe at home? Does it feel loved at home? Does it feel valued at home? Do you understand? That home, everything starts from the home. Everything starts from the home. Is there love? There was a day someone came into my house and, the first thing she said is that, wow, your home atmosphere is fantastic. And I was like, what do you mean? She said, I don't know how, but you see, there's this thing about love. Oh, guess what? We love in my home. I always ask this question when my daughters are having issues. I say, do you want a war zone or you want a love zone? And they always say we want a love zone. They always remember that because in the environment, we push love, we nurture them, we talk to them. We it's not a place where you abuse or use labels and make them feel like they don't matter. They matter because when you raise kings and queens, they go out with that mindset, and that is how they will operate in the world. When you raise kings and queens, they will go out and operate with that mindset. As a king, as a queen, we don't speak this way, we don't behave this way. That is how they will behave because it starts from the home. Is there love? Is there support? Is there a structure that pushes those things? That is what we are supposed to do. If you're going to prepare them for the world, it will start from the home. Love and emotional support. I talked about the fig leaf the last time. You don't leave your children in fig leaves. You don't do that. If you do that, they will go home, they will go outside and look for something else. And trust me, the world is not smiling with them. Number two, reinforce positive values. I talk about values every time. Values every time. All my life, values. Hey, when I meet someone, I say, "How you doing?" "Oh, mommy, what's going on with your child?" I talk about values every time because I know something. Values influence the kind of decisions we make. So it means that if your child is going to say a yes or a no, it means values will enforce that decision. The question is, are we reinforcing those positive values? Do we have those values? Do we have family values? I always see, when Coach Wendy is talking about, family values, and there is a reason. Oh, there's a reason because they are building walls, they are building gates, because there's a part of the child's heart that must not be tampered with, because out of it will flow issues of life. So it means that your child will say yes and will say no. The question is, have you passed those values? Have you passed kindness? Have you passed empathy? Have you passed honesty? Have you passed respect? There was this video that was trending when a lady saw $70,000 and she returned it. You see, now this is a grown-up lady. She saw $70,000, she returned it. Then another video was trending. We saw a small boy who said that if he sees any money anywhere, the way he said it, if I see any money anywhere, I'm not going to return them, I go chop them. And he used the F word. So you see something. We have someone who is grown up, who is exhibiting a certain kind of value, honesty, but you have a child who stays in the house, who is already thinking that if he sees money anywhere, he will spend it. What are we passing? What positive value are we passing to our children? To our children? Are we conscious of those things? If you don't have those systems, if you don't have those walls, the gates will not be formed. If those gates are not formed, anything will come in. Anything will form in your child's mind. Everything will form. Anything will form. My children know, we know, we understand media. Oh, we talk about all those things well. Freedom. Freedom means responsibility. If you are free to do something, it means that you must be responsible enough to understand the freedom that you have. So you see, do we understand these things as parents? We need to, because those are walls. And when you erect walls, you have people standing, you have fathers standing, you have mothers standing as watchers. And as you watch your children, trust me, your child will go out. Even when anything is happening in the world, they will stand. They will stand. Number three, encourage. That's E, prepare. Remember, we talked about P, prioritize, love, and emotional support. R, we talked about reinforce positive values. Then E, encourage independence and foster self-reliance. I'm going to say that again. Encourage independence and foster self-reliance. Now, please, I want to say this to every parent. Your child will leave you. You will not also be with your child every time. So you see, the main thing is this: when your child is alone, what are they doing? Push self-reliance, push, age-appropriate responsibilities. What can they do when they're on their own? What will they do when they're on their own? That question we need to ask ourselves, because these things, nobody will run away from them. Because one thing you must understand, that child you are trying to spoil will grow up being spoiled. But that child that you are training will grow up being trained. I'm going to say it again. That child you are spoiling will grow up being spoiled. That child you are training will grow up being trained. And when your child is trained, you will rest. When your child is spoiled, you will not rest. When your child is trained, you will rest. When your child is not trained, you will not rest. It means that you'll be chasing your children to say, hey, you'll be chasing where they went to say, I'm so sorry, we're going to do something about it, Start from now. Start from now. Foster self-reliance, independence. When they go out, how do they behave? Because you will not be there. If my child goes to a neighbor's house, ask my neighbor, how did they behave in that house? If they didn't do well, they will sit down, we'll talk. Oh, this is not nice. Why? Why did you do this? They will explain. I will also tell them why what they did is not good. Do you understand? Walls must be built. Remember, if your walls are down, it means that you are bringing shame to yourself, because anything will pass through. Anything will pass through. Now, let me just say this in passing. Maybe one of these days we'll talk about it, but not now. Around the walls of Jerusalem, they had 10 gates. Those 10 gates, oh my God. If you know what they mean, then you will know that we cannot afford not to have walls, even as parents. So let's continue. Encourage independence and foster self-reliance. Your children will make decisions. I already talked about values, and values influence the kind of decisions that they make. It means that even in their independence, it also boils down from the values that you have taught them. It means from the values you have taught them, self-reliance, from the things you have asked them to do. Without you've trained them, then you've watched them doing it. That's leadership. You train them, you've watched them doing it, then one day you can lead them. Oh, your child will not grow up telling you that they want to easily they want to do the dishes. No. They won't grow up saying they want to wash their clothes. No. You try one day, come and wash your clothes. You show them this is how to wash it. Number 2, they wash it. You watch them. Number 3, they wash it. You are not there. You know why? You have taken them through the process. You see, Coach Wendy has a book called Raising the Independent Thinking Child, or Think Child. That is what we are supposed to be doing. It's a wall. It's a wall. Do you understand? So that your child doesn't think that he sees a lot of lazy people and feels he has the right to be lazy. He doesn't have the right to be lazy, because in the world, lazy people don't thrive. Lazy people will beg. Do you understand? You will beg. All right, number 4, promote a growth mindset. Promote a growth mindset. Teach your child to embrace challenges. Learn that you must learn from mistakes. Teach your child mindset. Teach your child to have a growth mindset. They should learn how to embrace challenges. Something happens. Oh, it's not that time that something has happened. That they want to cry. They failed. They feel like, oh, I'm a failure. There's this course I teach children. It's called ANTS. Children in the ARC Values Club, I teach them something called ANTS. It's called automatic negative thoughts. When you fail at something, then there's this thing that keeps creeping in your mind. It's automatic. It happens to adults also, but it also happens to children. It's that thing that makes them begin to feel like, they don't deserve this. I am not any better. Those things are called ants. They're called automatic negative thoughts. Teach your children that, look, don't believe in the ants because you have failed something. I have my daughter, Akiri, grew up, but she wasn't good at maths. She always felt sad. But you see something, I got up and I encouraged her. I said, look, I know your younger sister is good at maths, but it doesn't mean you're a failure. Some people will be very good. Some people will get A. Some people will still get B. It doesn't mean that the person that got B is a failure. Oh, daddy believes in me. Daddy supports me. Remember, emotional support. Remember, growth mindset. She believed in the words I told her. We supported her, got her a teacher. That one also helped. I told her, look, you are good. You are good. Don't worry about anything. You are good. And guess what? She's better. She's better. And now she smiles and says, oh, daddy, I did well in math. Did you understand? Teach them. Teach your child to embrace that growth mindset. Let them believe in themselves. Let them believe in themselves. Let them believe in that ability to develop a new skill. Make them understand that, look, they must learn skills. They must learn. Everything must be age appropriate. You see, as the child gets to one certain age, you know that, look, you can create. I tell my daughter who is a teenager, I tell her, look, let me tell you something. Those days when we were growing up, we used to see people, rich people, they were older. You see them, they are like 40, 50. That's when you see somebody rich. I said, now, in this time and season, wealth has come down. Even as a teenager, you can make money. We even have children who are between the ages of 8 and 9 on YouTube who do small videos. All those children that talk about toys, they are rich. I said to her, you see, because it has come down, that is why the devil is also using, teenagers who have the longing to get wealth, to do the negative things, to get money. There was a time when there was this craze, when you hear that this teenager has done this one has done this one has done. It's because that wealth has come down. So as a parent, you must understand the time and season that if you have a teenager, they want to make money. So it means that you must teach them the process. Begin to teach them. Those things are the walls. Those things are the walls, because the battle you are fighting, the person who is fighting against you is not smiling with you. What he wants to do is to steal, kill, and destroy. Steal, kill, and destroy. Do you understand? So begin to teach your children all these things. Oh, look, you're not too small. Go and learn how to make hair. Learn your hand. Let your hands be busy. Learn. Do you understand? Learn the process. Learn the process. Like I said, lazy people don't thrive. Even in this time and season, you don't have any excuse. So, is your child ready for the world? Does your child know that people are creating? You have that creative ability coming out in so many children, so many teenagers. Do we as parents kill what is coming out of our children? Do we even know the skills or the talents that our children have? Do you understand? So if we know, we can nurture it. You can nurture it. Then when you begin to tell your children about new skills, it will come easily because you understand it. So as parents, you must understand the time and the season that we are in. You must understand the time and the season that we are in. So P, promote a growth mindset. Then let's go to A, active listening and communication. Active listening and communication. Parents, please, I want to tell you something. In this time and season, you must sit down and listen to your children. Yeah. In this time and season, you must sit down and listen to your children. When your child said, Daddy, I want to tell you something, listen. Mommy, I want to tell you something, listen. Because you need to understand your children's thoughts and their feelings. You need to understand what is happening in their life. You need to understand, because there you can understand that, oh, something has happened to my child, or my child, it's time for me to teach my child this thing. So it means that you must cultivate open lines of communication. You must cultivate open lines of communication. Listen to your children. When they talk, listen to them. Listen to them. You must understand what they are going through. Don't just leave them and you want to go out, come back around 11, go out in the morning, next morning, come back around 11. All you're saying is, hey, children, I greet you, peace, your dad is going out, I love you, bye-bye. You don't listen to them. They want to talk to someone. Your child will always want to talk to you. Your children will always want to talk to you. Mommy, they will always want to talk to you. Daddy, they will always want to talk to you. They will always want to talk to you. Oh, someone did this to me one day. Oh, really? Why? What happened? Oh, today my daughter asked me a question. She said, will my best friend forget me? So it means that she's thinking about something. She's thinking about something. Her best friend has left school. She's thinking, will my best friend forget about me? She's a girl. You need to understand she's emotional. So you need to feed. What is wrong? Don't worry. She's not going to leave you. You're still going to meet. Who is she going to talk to? Who is she going to talk to? So you understand, there must be open lines of communication. Oh, please you can never be too busy for your children. I will repeat this. You can never be too busy for your children. You will break the wall yourself. You can never be too busy for your children. You can never be too busy to talk to them. You can never be too busy to even pray for them. You can never be too busy. What will you pass to them? What will you say to how will you train that child if you talk to them? Oh, I want to beg you. Training is not for teachers. Your teachers will teach life. You teach life. You teach life. We have the life transfers. You have the life transfers. You teach life. Teach life. You can never be too busy for your children. You will take pictures. They will be overwhelmed. If they will be overwhelmed. So let me say something. I'm going to do this again. There was a day I went to wash the car with my kids, with my daughters. They have never forgotten about it. They have never forgotten about it. We washed the car. It was just fun. I was pouring water on them. I wash. We pour, okay, guys, let's do like this. Let's do like this. They were just laughing, and they can never forget about it. So you can't tell me that you.
Oh goodness, network has just been doing its own things today, but it's a lie. You know, the devil has agenda to not let us get the information, those packages that Uncle Stella had come for to give to us today. But we are here for it. We are waiting. You know how we do it in the inner circle? We usually go back to this session and listen again and listen again. So Uncle Stella was telling us that the things we teach our children are the walls we build around them. They are the walls of protection we build around them so that when the flood comes, when the enemy comes, the enemy will not be able to get them. You see, and in teaching them, like what Coach Wendy will always tell us, when we're teaching our children, we don't just teach them with the mind that I want you to just know this thing and go out and do it. There's a process to doing these things. You first guide the child through it. Teach the child. Uncle Sele was mentioning something like that before now. You teach the child, you do it with the child. That's modeling. You show the child how to do it before you will now leave it to the child to do. You are sure the child will even do it first in your presence. You let the child do it and then observe and see that the child is doing exactly what you have modeled, what you have taught, before you will now leave it and say, no, I can now rest. I can now pop small champagne or whatever, as we say it in the yard. My people, if you're not in the yard, really, all of these things will just come to you easy if you're in the yard. It will just be like a refresher course. If you're in the yard, that's the best place you can ever be. Uncle Sele, welcome back. The network is just doing its own anyhow.
I'm
Welcome back,
I don't even understand. All right, so we talked about active listening and communication. So we're going to talk about the next one is responsibility and accountability. Responsibility and accountability. We must instill a sense of responsibility in our children. So you teach them to take ownership of their actions. I want to do it. Okay, now listen to me. This is what responsibility means. This is what it means. Doing the things that you ought to do. That's number one. Then number two that we always forget about is this. Teach them that for everything that you do, you will accept the consequences. You will take ownership of your actions and the consequences that will follow. Do you understand? So there are two definitions. Number one, responsibility means doing the things that you ought to do. So you must instill in your children that, look, you must be very responsible. Oh, it's very easy. I ask my girls, when you wake up in the morning, what do you do? They will easily tell you, oh, we have our bath, brush our teeth, we lay in bed, we have breakfast. They will tell you. Do you understand? So it means that when their room is not arranged, they know when we enter, why is your room like this? Oh, daddy, we're sorry. They'll fix it. Before they sleep, they still go arrange the room. So you see, you are free to play in your room. I tell them, you're free, have fun in your room. Jump up and down, do anything you want to do. But before you come outside, arrange your room. Do you understand? So that sense of responsibility must be in your children. When you come back from church, and they give you assignments in church, because it's Sunday, you might forget about it. When you come back, do the assignment that day, put it back in your church bag, so that when you are going back to church, your Bible, the assignment, your jotter, your pen is there. So when you go back to church, when they say, where's your assignment? You bring it up. Sense of responsibility. They will not always get it at first. But when you teach, you watch over them, leadership, then you let them do it then by themselves. They will fail once or twice. Tell them that it's okay, but keep doing the right thing. They will get it. And when they grow with it, you will see that sense of responsibility. Oh, we want to sleep. Oh, it means it's time for us to pray. We pray, we say our affirmations. After everything, we go to bed. Daddy hugs, mommy hugs. Hey, good night. Sometimes after when they are sleeping, then the daddy, who is a watcher over the family, when everybody is sleeping, I will now pray over them again. We are raising walls. So by the time the enemy wants to come, he sees that in this family, there's no need, because the walls are strong, the gates are strong. So you see, there are some things you can't watch, because, when you watch those things, it affects you. So the gate for that thing is shut. You can't watch it. You sleep well, you dream well. You know those things when the child will tell you that, I had a bad dream. I saw one thing I was watching. It's because of those things that they watch. Their eyes are also gates. When they see it, it has the ability to also disturb. So if you like horror movies, parents, you allow your child to watch horror movie. When the horror is going on in their head, then there's a problem. So you see, for you to teach responsibility, you must be responsible. You must be responsible. For you to teach responsibility, you must be responsible. You must be responsible. You must be responsible. Okay, the last one in prepare is educate by example. Educate by example. Educate by example. Daddies and mommies, if you will not do it, your talk doesn't mean anything. If you will not do it, your talk doesn't mean anything. If you are not going to be responsible, if you speak responsibility, the effect of your speech is 0%. If you are going to teach, you must be, then they will become. Do you understand? So you educate by example. You must be a positive role model. You are a mentor and a model to your children. You are a model and mentor to your children. So it means that what you want them to be, you be first. You be first. If you want them to pray, pray first. If you want them to read, read to them first. If you want them to learn how to cook, cook with them first. Show them. Let them see you. Let them see you and say, oh, Daddy can do this thing. You know, I always see when Ebuka is teaching the boys, they're always changing tires. Ebuka is doing it with them. So what are they seeing? They are seeing a model. They are seeing a model. Every time I want to teach children how to do things in my house, I do first, then they do next. Then I correct, then they do again. Then I correct again. Then they do it and they get it. You cannot teach. You cannot teach when you have not become that thing. It is not true. You cannot tell your child that go and tell them they're not at home. What you have done is you have transferred lies. You have transferred lies. So it means that your child will easily do what you can easily do. I'll say it again. Your child will easily do what you can easily do. So if you know how to shout, if it's easy for you, your child will easily shout. So you have loudspeaker. Then your child is a bigger loudspeaker. Yeah. Yeah. If you shout, loudspeaker, your child is a bigger loudspeaker. So what I always say is, your children are always an advanced model of you. So you see, I always, I will see my daughter, I will say, your mommy Pro Max, your daddy Pro Max. And your children are always Pro Max of you. Your children are always Pro Max of you. So what you are doing, what you are not doing, they are learning it. They are becoming the Pro Max of the things that you are doing and not doing. So that's why we will say, why are you beating this child? What have you taught this child? What have you taught this child? You still, now you are beating the child that he stole. Oh God. You are the Pro Max. Do you understand? You are the Pro Max. You are the Pro Max. That is why when a child does a thing that you don't do in your home, it's always a shock. You can always trace, where did you get this thing from? But if you're sensitive, you also know. If you spend time, you also know. But you know that something wrong has entered into your environment, because that is not how we are. Because in your values, or amongst your values, these are not the things that we have accepted that we will do. So if a child does otherwise, you will say to yourself and to that child that something has been learned somewhere. It is easy because there was a wall. So you will ask yourself, which gate was open? Do you understand? You will ask yourself, which gate did I leave open? Was I standing at the watch when this thing passed, or was it when I was sleeping? Because the Bible also says that while men slept, the enemy came and planted towns. Do you understand? So for you to prepare a child for this world that we're in, understand the times and season. Now we easily see that children, do things anyhow, insult this, no respect and everything. You will know that in different homes, the walls are down. Anything passes. So the child is growing with a certain mindset. Things he has seen, you are seeing, they are watching videos. They are becoming a lot of people that they are seeing. They are becoming a lot of people that they are seeing. So will your child see you and be like you? Or will your child see someone outside and be like that person? It depends on you. It depends on you. If it matters a lot to you, then you will stand up and build your gates. Stand up and build your walls. You will have structures and systems. When you hear things like, come and join the TIP Academy, you will not say, what am I going to do there? Because the truth is that in that place, a lot of walls have been built. A lot of people have turned around their families. Oh, when Uncle says, oh, bring your children, let's spend. I spent 7 good months with children. 7. Do you know what it means to teach every Saturday? I'm sure you don't want to know. Every Saturday I will sit down and do 3 hours. I ask myself, how do I get the strength? But the truth is that I am conscious of the next generation, the decisions that they will make. I will talk to parents, talk to children. Sometimes I will be tired, but I will say, for the life of that child in the future, I will sit down and talk. Because the child is going to go into the world and make certain decisions. I have met children who said to me that, you taught me one song. And I'm like, when did I even sing this song? When did I even sing this song? I'm wondering, because that song is to pass a message that will stay in the heart of a child. And you are singing the song because the song is helping you make a decision. So we need to stand up and face it and not live in the disgrace that the world is showcasing. I tell my children, look, you are queens. This is how queens dress. So when they see something, they say, no, I don't like that. I don't like this kind of outfit. Oh, why? Because I'm a queen. My child is ready for the world. They will not be moved. They will not be moved because they'll be tried. But you see, when you build all those systems, when you build all those structures, when you build the walls, when you stand and watch over them, when you pray, on them, when they go out, nothing will happen. We're fighting a war. Parenting is war. Will the devil come? Yes. Don't be deceived. Will challenges come? Yes. Don't be deceived. But will you do your part? Yes. Will you do your part? Yes. Will your environment be nice? Will you prioritize love and emotional support? Yes. Will you reinforce positive values? Yes. Will you encourage independence and self-reliance? Yes. Your child do not grow old and keep depending. Where is mommy? Where is daddy? Uncle, auntie. That's not the kind of child you want to build. No, that's not the kind of child you want to grow. No. Your child will make decisions. They will remember, my father taught me this thing. Oh, they even created scenarios. Because those are the things you will do. You create scenarios and tell them, in these situations, what would you do? They'll stand and talk. When you train, you will rest. When you don't train, you will not rest. Because gates will either be shut or will be open. The question is, will yours be open for the wrong things? Will yours be open for the right things? You will decide as a parent. When they go to the world, I always talk about the job of parenting. When your child goes to the world, when they go outside, when they're relating with other people, they will begin to know the kind of people to talk to and people not to talk to. Why? Because you've trained them in a certain way and they know that this person is not bad though, but right now, this is not the kind of person that will lead me to where I want to go to. This kind of person, no. Know why? Because as parents, we are contributing to how the society is perceived in terms of character. That is why when a Nigerian is traveling, they will tell you to line up and delay you. Why? Because the perception of how we behave is bad. Now, do we have good people? Yes. Do we have more bad people? It means yes. Because they will look at you and say you're a Nigerian. So the first thing that comes to head is that, oh, this one, how can we trust this one? This one. Do you understand? That is what the job of parenting does. We are all contributing. So we need more parents to contribute positively to the society. So that when we go outside, they look at us and say, oh, good, fantastic. This person is a Nigerian. This Nigerian will not do this. This Nigerian will not do this. He will do this. Because as parents, we've been able to build walls. We've been able to transform our children. Because we reinforce positive values. We encourage independence and foster self-reliance. We promote growth mindset. We want to work. We want to create. Do you understand? There are challenges. We are not giving up. We are saying to ourselves that regardless of anything that happens, I will make it. I will do it right. Do you understand? Do you get? There's active listening and communication. Oh, even when your child does something wrong, you still have open hands for them to come. You want to listen. What happened? If the prodigal son, when we talked about the fig leaf the other time, if the prodigal son, if the father didn't listen to him, if the father didn't want to see him, we will not learn from the story of the prodigal son. Do you understand? He did something wrong, but the father was willing to let him come. When he came, he removed the coat. He removed the coat. He showed love. Do you get? That's how we should behave. Because trust me, your children will make mistakes, but will you have open hands to say, come and sit down here, let me talk to you? Because they will come if you listen, if there's communication. Then do you teach responsibility and accountability? Do you teach them to do the right things? Do you teach them that, look, in everything that you're going to do, remember you will accept, embrace the consequences of those things, whether good or whether bad. Do you say those things to your children? Oh, I tell them every time, if you read your books, if you read, when it's time for exams, they will say, they will not be moved. They will write, why did you pass? I read. Why did you pass? I listened. Oh, I tell my children, oh, listen, when you're going to school, remember, pay attention in class, ask questions, we practice, ask questions again, and be the best. When it's time for exams, I tell them, read the question, understand the question, attend the question, check again. Guess what? They won't teach them that in school. I taught them that. When I go and talk to children, I teach them that. When I'm taking some children to school, I teach them that. Do you understand? I'm building walls. I'm building future generations. Those are the kind of things we should do as parents. We prepare them. Oh, there was time I taught a class, and when I went back and said, how did you guys in your exam? They screamed. They screamed, hey, we used RUAC. We read the question. We understood the question. We attended the question. We checked again. Yeah, we passed. That's how we prepare children for the world. That's how we do that. We build walls. We build gates. Do you understand? Anything that wants to come, they tell you, no, it's not necessary. There's no need. Do you understand? So I want to say thank you so much, Coach Wendy. I love you so much. You know that, man. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I don't take it for granted. I love you guys. Thank you so much, Yadas. Thank you, TIP Academy, and to the Bishop. I greet you especially.
Thank you so much, Uncle Sala. You know that, so the first time I had met Uncle Sala.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can I be heard? Please, can you put in the comment section if you can hear me?
Can you hear me? But I can't hear you, though.
I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you. All right.
All right, great. Okay, great. So thank you so much, Uncle Sele. I remember that the first time I had heard Uncle Sele speak, and he had told me that he had served in the military for 30 years. I was like, okay, what happened here? You know, but Uncle Sele is one person that I know talks about structure. I like structure a lot. If you work with me, you will know that. You know that if you are out of structure, you are in my trouble. Even the people I mentor, I remember one of my mentees, I'm sure she's listening to me. She had come to my office a minute after 10 at that time. I told her to go home. She was, she was like in shock. She couldn't believe it. Like, coach, I should go home. I said, yes, go home. Next time when you come, you wait 5 minutes before the time. I said, that's how I work. And that's what discipline means. And, you know, many of the times so when you were sharing, it was so profound for me because you were talking about structures. You were talking about the walls. If you do not have the walls, believe you me, when something is wrong, you won't even know. I think that's my profound statement today. If you have a wall, when something is wrong, so having a wall is so that when something is wrong, you will know that something is wrong. But when there is no wall, you remember those houses in the village, people strolling out, there's no wall, there's really nothing you can see, and you know, you just come in and go, and so there's really no demarcation, nothing. But when there is a wall, you will know that, okay, somebody even broke the wall and came in.
Exactly.
And then you will now be thinking, why did this person break this wall?
Yeah.
You know, what is wrong? That's what gives you perception of what is wrong. And you know, for me, the conversation about the wall is amazing. Sorry, guys, our moderator had a very terrible network issues and couldn't come up again. I do not think any of the team members were available as well in the stream. So it is so important that we build this world. All right. So much. So and how do you build the world? It's about structures. It's about strategies. You do not go to Uncle Sele is a military man. Uncle Sele, when you go to war, please, how do you win? I think that's a question I want to ask you. Do you strategize at the war front?
Of course, you must strategize. There's intelligence. You cannot just go like that. No way. You can't go like that. You must see ahead. You must know the person you're even fighting against.
In fact, if you go ahead, you will not come back. You will
won't come back at all.
You will return.
You won't return. You won't return at all. And we know our enemy. We know our enemy. Still kill and destroy. Still kill and destroy. Still kill, destroy. So we can't sleep and know that, oh, this is the plan, and we just say, okay, no, anyhow, no, we don't do that. We don't do that at all. No. Because one parent's mistake can affect another parent. That's the truth.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So that's it. So it's just like in the military. One person's mistake can affect the other person. Yeah. So everybody needs to be up and running. You know, when people ask me, why do you do what you do? I say to them that my children might meet your, it's a very selfish run first. Because my children might meet your children on the road. And if you have not done what is right, everything I have done is null and void. So it is first very selfish. First, very selfish. Because I do not want my child to meet someone on the road and they can't really share same value. It's a problem. It is exactly a problem for me. Yeah. So every single one of us will need to be over. So don't sit down here and say, I'm just here for myself. So I saw somebody saying, my neighbors are watching with me and they are stuck, watching this conference. Fantastic. Thank you again, Uncle Sele. This has been amazing for me. And you know that I honor you and I love you, and all the time.
I greet you especially. I greet you. I greet you.
Always.
I greet you.
Anytime
you know that I appreciate you a whole lot, because you see, every time we get a parent saying they are changed, what you are saying to another person that will meet that parent's children is fantastic. Oh, you meet my child, you meet a well-behaved child. When you go to the office, the child grows older. My mom taught me this thing. You see, all those things we won't know until our children grow older and they get to start meeting people.
So true.
Do you understand? And they will meet. They will meet other people. They will meet other people.
True. So true. Thank you so much. So when we say share with other people, when we say tell other people about the academy, it is not for Coach Wendy. You see, the way I'm running there, already we've created a separation system. If you are not in the inner circle, you're on your own. We have created a separation system. See, the world, what is happening in the world is not going to stop happening. So when people tell me all the time, they share everything in fear. Oh, LGBTQ, this one, it's not going to stop. It is never going to stop. In fact, it will get worse. The game you're going to play that can exonerate you is the separation game. The game of being in Goshen. That's the only game that can actually help you. Uncle Sele, please share us. Uncle Sele's handle is always very please help us chat that in the private session, and we will put it up on the screen. And by the end of the day, you are going to get all of the handles of the speakers as usual in the community on WhatsApp as well. But please follow Uncle Sele. Please go and rave on my behalf. Go and kiss him and hug him on my behalf. Please go on Instagram. You know how to kiss people and hug them on Instagram, right? Please, on my behalf, go right there and talk to, and tell people about what you've learned today. Please rave over our speakers, rave over Celia Kibla and Uncle Sele, all right? And this is me again, sharing with every single one of you. If you are not in the academy, this is not about me. So if you want, you can continue to say, Coach is talking about, herself and her program and all of that. You're on your own. You're on your own. If you want to continue to ask, hey, what is it about? What will I get? And all of that, according to Antetima, how dare you? Antetima said, how dare you? Like how? All of the way you are taking your children to you ask, well, how dare you? that was actually an interesting conversation for me yesterday. But this is Uncle Sele on Instagram. Uncle Sele. You will find him on Instagram. Uncle Sele has a wealth of knowledge. I have listened to him for years now, and I have learned a lot personally. I've learned from too many people, and too many things that he shares, and his core is on values. And it was so amazing to me 3 years ago when I found someone who was just speaking on values. All right, so follow him. All right, follow him and wave over him. Thank you so much. We're going to just take a short break and then come back
so
again
much.
at 6 o'clock. Thank you so much, Uncle Sele, for being here.
Thank
Always.
you. Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. Yes, sir. All righty. So, people, we're going live now on the next session, okay? On the next session at 6 o'clock. And while you're here listening, you can, look through our documentary on how the Intentional Parent Conference have been all the years.
Yes, it was 2018. In 2018, I got really worried about the way parenting was going in our times. And I was genuinely angry, right? Like I was angry. What was happening around me? And I knew that if nothing was done about the parenting that I saw, as at that. So in 2018, we got the mandate to start the Intentional Parent Academy. And we went live 1st January 2018. But that wasn't enough. We needed platforms. We needed avenues to be able to reach people, to be able to teach, educate, and get people to understand that parenting was a big job. And then we got a mandate to start the Intentional Parent Academy Annual Conference, which started in the same year in 2018. Join me as I walk you through the journey of the Intentional Parent Academy Annual Conference in the past 6 years. We have evolved. It's been a journey. Join me as I take you through that journey today. The Intentional Parent Annual Conference was just a subset of this mandate that have been given to me. So I knew that if nothing is done, we were headed for a disaster. So in my anger, I moved. And that was one of the biggest decisions I would have to take in my life. And thinking about it now in retrospect, if they had told me that this is what it takes to be able to uphold a mandate like this, honestly, I can't be truthful to you, I would say that I'm not doing this anymore. And the TIP annual conference became a subset, and it was our way of giving back to the world. It was our way of saying that, see, parenting is not about tips and hacks. There is more that we need to offer. Now, within the broader scope of the Intentional Parenting Mission, the TIP annual conference emerged as a way for us to actually do our mandate in a bigger scale. Now, our journey commenced in 2018, not knowing exactly how we would accomplish our goals. So I tell you a very funny story. So when we got the mandate to host the conference, I went ahead and I said to myself, who do I tell that I want to do a conference online and stream online? It wasn't a common thing 6 years ago. And then moreover, it wasn't even something people believed in. Like, you're teaching us intentional parenting. Who are you? Why are you teaching us intentional parenting? Like, you're teaching us parenting. We already know how to parent. So it was not something that people wanted to key into. It wasn't something people wanted to become part of. Now, there were 3 people who were giving to us on the journey that today I do not take for granted. 2 of them are speaking at this annual conference currently. And one of them spoke at last year's annual conference, has become, a speaker, almost every year. That was ZOB, Taiwa Akinlami, who is my mentor, and then my beloved, very beloved sister-in-law, who is a Yitayo Iyotin. These were people, I believe, that didn't even know what I was talking about, yet they just felt, if this small girl is saying that this thing, there's something in it, then we should actually listen and draw her to push this out to the world. I met DOB online, and she was someone that I had followed, and I was enjoying the way she talks about, parenting her children, and she was the homeschooling queen. And then I approached her, and she said, "Oh, I love what you do, and I would like to be part of it." And then I approached. It was
not so difficult to get my sister-in-law to get on the boat. She just said, we are in it together. Come, let's do it. And then it was Taiwo Akinlami. I had met Taiwo Akinlami, barrister Taiwo Akinlami, the preacher, at another conference. That was the very first online conference I had spoken at. And then I had met him and I listened to him, talk. And it was so obvious that there was something about this man that I wanted. So I immediately started to follow him, started to, meet him, started to connect with him. And when the mandate came, I had connected to barrister to a certain level. So I spoke to him, and then he said, yes, I'm going to do this with you. So there was it. 3 people and myself. And a TIP annual conference took place. 2018. What a journey. Who would have thought that today we're going to be doing TIP annual conference in this scale and magnitude? And when they spoke, it was like a something that had never happened before. That was even before the pandemic. 2018, people didn't know what online streaming, wasn't common and all of that. And after that conference, I knew that we'd be launched into a realm of not going back. So sometimes when I get tired and I say, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. And I remember, you have been launched into a realm of not going back. And then in 2019, the TIP annual conference became big. It moved from 3 speakers to 24 speakers in a year. What happened? In 2018, I had the TIP community in Facebook has started to grow, and it has grown to about 12,000 people in the community. And somehow we got the attention of the Facebook Inc., which is now Meta, and they reached out to me, and eventually I would become a Facebook global leader. We were 113 all over the world. And I became a Facebook global leader representing Abuja. We were only 3 in Nigeria. And that exposed me to global influence. I was able to meet people from all over the world who were playing in the same industry where I was playing. I was privileged to represent Africa at the 2019 Parenting Global Conference at the Facebook headquarters in California. And at that, forum, being engaged at that level, I started to meet people from all over the world. I started to engage. And that was when I knew that the TIP conference mandate was a mandate to reach the globe. It wasn't a mandate to just reach Nigeria. The Bible says that you are the light of the world and the salt of the earth. So Nigeria is not the earth, neither is it the world. So we needed to reach the world. And the way to reach the world, the internet is a blessing. It's really the blessing to be able to reach the world. And then it gave me access to people. And I started to, run and then connect with people at that level. And that was how we got into the global streaming level. That was how our conferences became something that we would do globally, having speakers from all over the world. That year, we have speakers from Germany. We had speakers from India. We had speakers from Jamaica. We had speakers from Australia. It was something else. It looked like we had broken the ceiling. It looked like, there was nothing more that was going to come. By the following year, which was 2019, our team in 2018 focused on parenting as a united front. Are we ready? In 2019, our team we explored parenting for a better future. And then by 2020, we began to dive deeper, creating a better world through parenting. And at the Better World Through Parenting, it was massive. We had 30 speakers. We had people, streaming live concurrently from all over the world. And it was an amazing experience. And we thought that the TIP annual conference had become yet bigger. And in 2021, we tackled parenting today for tomorrow. That was the theme. Amazing outing. 32 speakers everywhere, very amazing. And we streamed online, having thousands of people watch, at each of the sessions. The interesting thing, by 2020, we explored the parenting advantage. Each of these team at the TIP annual conference has been given to us. None of them have come as something that, we just go out there and it's just, pick it there and just, what. One of my very close people, Pastor Wisdom Osiri, will say some things are taught, some things are caught. Wendy, what you do is caught. And believe you me, many of these things, they are caught. They are not particularly learned in that way that you think. Now, when we did the parenting advantage, it was, I don't know how to describe it. There were moments where I watched the parenting advantage and I just had tears in my eyes. By the time we were done at the parenting advantage, we had made 1.8 impressions on YouTube. And it's become, the TIP annual conference has become a place where parents actually clear schedule every year last week in July to be in attendance. People have taken leaves. People clear their schedule. People see that it's place to say, you know what, it's TIP annual conference in this year and we are going to clear it up. And this year, proudly, we present to you the TIP annual conference that is themed the battlefield of parenting. Now, with the tagline, parenting is war. People have asked, why this tagline? Why this, theme? Because I have come to a place where I've realized that whatever it is that we are fighting today, if we don't finish fighting it, the next generation continues to fight it. The battles you don't fight today, the next generation continues to fight that battle. The battles you don't finish, the next generation carries it on. And I say in my words that parenting is war. How you fight is how you finish. Where you stop is where the next generation takes off from. The issues you don't fight today, your children are going to continue to fight it. The anger you don't fight today is, it just runs in our family. The healing you don't heal today, you leave it to the next generation to continue. So that is what the TIP annual conference this year is about. The battlefield of parenting. Parenting is war. We're not talking about physical war. We're talking about the psychological war, the spiritual war that is faced, the emotional war that is faced with us. And we are in super perilous times. When people ask me, do you think that parenting today, what's happening and all of that? And I say to them, what will come will come. It was Pastor Olakunle Shoyinro, who was the keynote speaker last year at the TIP annual conference, that said, what will come will come. It doesn't matter how much you battle with it. And I say, what has come has come. There's nothing we can do about it. What we can do about it is to get into safety. What the parents in the academy, the inner circle, will call the ark. Get into a system that preserves you. Right now is about preservation. It's about separation. We have come a long way since our humble beginnings. Our inaugural conference only had around 20 participants and enthusiastically engaging and sharing their experiences. Trust me, the way we are doing TIP annual conference this year is the way we have done it in 2018. All right, this event took place in our community, and that community was just about 5,000 people as at the time we streamed live in 2018. Today we're streaming live with over 10,000 people who are registered, participating actively. We're streaming live on our community of over 20,000 people participating actively at this conference. Such an honor, such a blessing. And it is something that we do not take for granted. People say that what will be your greatest win? Every time they ask me, what will be your greatest win in TIP annual conference this year? And I repeat the same thing. We have entered into the grace of men. And that was 2 years ago, and I can tell you that we keep expanding on what the ministry of men means. We have been blessed by men. We have been blessed by people. We have been blessed by people who go extra mile to see that the TIP annual conference becomes a success every year. We have partners who have gone through a lot to be able to ensure that this conference comes to you at no charge. The TIP annual conference is to run with us solely funding. Right now we have partners who join us to fund the TIP annual conference so that people like you can have access to the TIP annual conference without having to pay money. But believe you me, you are paying something as well. You're paying attention. Attention is paid. You're paying with your time. You need to pay something to be able to gain for what it is that we have paid. We might have, committed financial resources to this. But then again, there is the part of your own commitment. If you don't do it, all of these becomes null and void. So I call on you participating today that you take the TIP annual conference as the place, the mountain of answers. I like the way that the TIP Inner Circle parents have named the TIP annual conference the parenting Shiloh of our time. You're looking for where you're going to get answers for your parenting journey. You are at the right place. So this is me. And I say, ladies and gentlemen, we warmly welcome you to the TIP Annual Conference 2023, themed The Battlefield of Parenting, with the tagline, Parenting is War. Together, we will continue to make a positive impact and shape the future of parenting. We're not relenting. We're here till the end of time. And as we fulfill this year's mandate to give you access to superior knowledge, we welcome you. Thank you. Sit back, enjoy it here. Make sure that you take out this wisdom and ensure that you use them on your journey. My name is Wendy Olugi, and I'm the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy. Congratulations to all of you.